What's up, guys? If you just recently got the Touchpoint portfolio template, that's the one for UI UX designers and video and web designers rather. Then this is the video that's going to walk you through on how to customize the template from the beginning to the end. It's super easy, and I'm just going to walk you guys through the whole process. So when you get the template, this is the first screen you're going to see after you click on the remix link. If you don't have an account, then you may be prompted to create an account with Framer. So when you do that, you should find yourself here. So the first thing you have to do is hit copy. The project is going to copy to your account. So if you have your workspace already, that's if you already have your Framer account, then you might be prompted to select the workspace you want to copy the project to. But if you don't have your workspace, if you're a new user, then I don't think you'd get this prompt, right? So when you select the workspace you want, you just hit confirm. Now this is the file. This is the Framer file. So as you can see, it looks so much like Figma with three different breakpoints, desktop, tablet, and phone, of course. So this is super easy to edit. First of all, I'll walk you through on how to edit the styling. That's the typography, the text, and then the color, right? So when you find yourself here, first thing you want to do is click on any part of the page. So when you do that, you're going to find this tab on top of this left part of the screen. Pages tab, layers tab, and assets tab. So to edit the color, the styling, and then the color styles and text styles, select asset. And then when you scroll down, you're going to find the styles, tab. And then you can see text, links, color, CMS, and an inline code. So one thing you want to focus on is just the color and then the text, right? So you select it. Then you can see all the text styles that I used: heading 1 to 5, body, body 2, body 4, body 3, body large. So you can edit these. Maybe you want to change the size or you want to change the font. Select it like this. And then this is where you change the font. You can change the weight. You can, change the color. You can transform, a lot of things you can do here. For breakpoints, you see this is the size for the large, that's the desktop breakpoint. Then if you select medium, this is the size, 58 pixels for the tablet. And then for small, 42 pixels, that's for phone. So it's super easy to customize and edit. But I'll suggest you leave the size, and maybe you might want to change the font. Yeah, you can do that, but then just leave the size in. It's already responsive, and except if you want to make it super custom, then you're free to do so. Now, when you're done with the text, go to the color, select like so, and then I've used simple monochromatic colors, right? So if you've not noticed, this is a dark and light mode design. Right now you're previewing. What we're looking at is the dark mode. So if you select this, sun icon on the floating dock on the bottom, you'd see the light mode variant, right? So whatever one you want to start with, then you can just, um, switch it over here and work on the mode that you want to work on. Right now, so I've used monochromatic colors. So when you select a color like this, neutral, primary. So as you can see, there's this tab on top of here, this tab with the sun icon, and then there's one with the moon icon. So right now we're on the dark mode, so we're looking at the dark mode color for this neutral, right, which is white. So let's say you want to change this dark mode color to maybe red. It's going to update to red, right? And the reason why you're seeing red is because of it's in the dark mode variant. So if I switch to this light mode variant and I change it to, let's say, yellow, you would not see it because it's in the dark mode variant. So if you want to see what it looks like in the light mode, again, toggle here and then you can see that it's the yellow. So let's undo all of that. So that's how you can edit the color styles, right? When you select edit the light mode variant, edit the dark mode variant, and that's it. But again, you might want to leave this as is because it's already looking as good as it can look. So the next thing I would like to talk about is how to edit the homepage. So basically, the only thing you have to worry about is just this desktop breakpoints, because any change you make here is going to affect these other two breakpoints, right? So we're going to focus on just the desktop breakpoint. So now for the navigation, it's simple. hover on it. That's for this navigation, the header here. Hover on it, double click, right? So when you double click, you've now left the home to this navigation template, right? So this template is just basically it's sort of like housing for the navigation. That's the header and the footer, basically. So for the header, if you want to change the logo, that's the image over here, and then the social links. Obviously, you want to link them to your own account. One thing you can do is while you're hovering on this, double click on it again, and now you're in the main navigation component, right? Now, if you want to change the logo, let's say you want to change maybe work to project, right? So one thing you can do is select it. Now, one thing I want you to notice that whenever there is this icon in front of a component, like let's say you select a component and you see this diamond icon, it's a component, basically. You know it's a component and you cannot edit a component on the face of it, like unlike Figma. You can't edit this component right now from here. So let's say you want to change this text to maybe about me. You'd select it, the component, then you come to the right panel, this panel over here, and then you scroll down. Now you can see this is the button component, right? This is where you can edit everything about this button, including where it goes to, and then the button text. So if you look over here, you can see button text. So let's say you want to make that about me. Then you add the me, then click outside, and then you're going to see that it has updated, right? So that's how you can literally update, the content of the text, and the links of this, component, right? Now let's go back to the, logo. So if you want to edit or want to add your own picture over here, all you have to do is just select it. As you can see over here, it's a component. So we'll go to the right panel and scroll down. So the logo component over here, you'd select this and then change this image. Choose from your laptop or something. And then just choose any image and then click on open. And it's going to update. So yeah, as you can see here, it's updating. That's updated. But I'm just going to undo that to what we had before so that everything looks, on theme. All right, so for these links over here, let's say you want to edit one of these links. Maybe you want to add your own link because this is a Dribbble logo. So you select it. It's a component, so you have to come down here again, socials. Now, this is the first, property link. Select it like so, and then paste your profile link here, your Dribbble profile link here. So like now, let's say maybe you don't want Dribbble, you want Behance, or you want TikTok, or any logo you want. Let's say you want Facebook, right? You want to put your Facebook link here. So you'd select this. First of all, you'd select this and paste your Facebook link. And then there's this icon property where you can select the icon and then search for Facebook. And then you can just upload that over here. So as you can see, that's uploaded. So you can do the same thing for these other two icons. So that's pretty much everything for the nav. Now let's go back to the navigation template. So as you can see, this nice breadcrumb here. From the home page, we went to the navigation template. That's the one that has the footer and the header. And now from the navigation template, we went to this particular component, which is the navigation. That's the header. So we can go back to the navigation template, right? And then for the footer, we'll just do the same thing. Double click on it and then change the logo, change the text if you want to, and then add the social link. So basically the same thing that you did for the hero section, for the navigation, that's the header. You can do that for the footer as well. So you go back to the navigation template and then you go back to the home page, right? Now that that's done, the next thing we're going to talk about is the hero section. For this hero section is quite easy. Now for this hero text, you select it. It's a component, so you'd come to the right panel and scroll down. So you'd see this text wrap component, which is this that I'm selecting right now. So now you can see over here, hi, I'm Frank. This is the copy. So you can change this. However, I want you to take note of something over here. So if you look at this component, you can see that there are icons in between the text, right? So now these icons over here, the position is being determined by this bracket. So let's say I want to move this brain icon so, in front of this digital over here, in the middle of digital and experiences. One thing I can do is s- copy it or cut it rather, cut the brackets open and bracket close, come to the middle of digital and experiences, and then just paste it over there. So when you click outside, see that it has moved. That's how you can edit it. And obviously the icons, you can change that as well. So these are the icons. Let's change this to the dark mode so you can see what I'm talking about. So you can change the icons over here. Select the icon like this. Come over here. That's the right panel again. Scroll down and then you see the icon. Then you can change the icon to whatever you want over here. Change the icon. Now for the subtext over here, this one is not a component, so you can just click inside of it and type in whatever you want to type, right? Alternatively, you can select it and then come to the right panel, and then under this text, panel over here, then you can see this content property, select it and type in whatever you want to type in over here, and it's going to update. Exactly. So that's it. And then for this arc here, it's a component. So when you click on it, scroll down, you see the arc components. You can change the content over here and do some kinds of like edits here. Preferably, if you want to change the fonts, you change the font over here. Now onto the work section. So this is a case study. This is a case study section because I know that I'll be repeating the same page layout for each of these works. So I utilize the CMS, right? So a CMS is literally a content management system where you can, update and add, and edit content without necessarily coming to this canvas, right? Let me show you what I'm talking about. So if you look at this very well now, you can see there are 4 projects here. And then these are their names. This one is Grocer Ease, Study Sync, Velocity, Booknest. So now let's go to the CMS itself. So if you want to go to the CMS, look at the stop nav. You can see this CMS thing over here. When you select it, you'll find yourself in the CMS. Now this is the project CMS. As you can see, this project over here, Grocer is in this order. Let's say I want to make Booknest number 1. I can just click and drag to the top. So if I go back to the home page, Booknest is number 1 now. Okay, beautiful. Now let me show you. These are placeholders, of course. So you would have to change the contents here. So let's say you want to edit Booknest. You select it like this. So it's just as simple as filling a form, basically. As simple as filling a form. So for this project image, you select it like this. Choose image from your laptop. Simple. And then for project title, this is where you're going to edit your project title, the name of the project. Now for slug, so it is rule of thumb to have whatever your title is as your slug, right? So whatever you write here as your title, maybe let's see, redent, yeah, just copy that same thing and then paste it as your slug. Exactly. So I'll show you the update of this when I'm done with this page. I will show you that that book nest would update to this rodent because of I changed it over here. So for the short description, book nest helps you blah 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 blah. Obviously, let's change that back to rodents because we changed it to rodents here. So rodents helps you. This is the short description. This is where you can post a short description about the project, right? And now for duration, how long the project took, you write down here. For the industry, put that here. It's as easy as just typing in all of these things, right? And then the year it was done, you put that here as well. The live link, if it's a website, you can have the website here. You just select, paste the website, or if it's maybe an app in the App Store, you can just paste the App Store link. Or if you don't have any link, you can just leave it empty, like this, right? It's not compulsory. There are some fields that are compulsory. Like for instance, this project image is compulsory, the title is compulsory, the slug is by default compulsory, and then the short description is also compulsory, but duration, industry, year, live link, it's not compulsory. Problem statement, obviously case study has problem statement, so you can like add that here, but it's not compulsory. Solution, can have that here. Just paste it. It's not compulsory. And now this is the actual case study. This one is compulsory. So for this case study, I've used the rich text editor. So you can pretty much just add your case study here very easily. If you want to add text, it's very simple. You can add text. You can change the size. Let's say overview, you want it to be bigger. You can use heading 1, and you see that it's bigger right now. And then this is the paragraph text. So it's just as simple as just writing in things. Let's say you want to add an image, maybe after this first paragraph here. You want to add an image afterwards. You can just go to the next line, select image over here, and just click on anything that you want to upload and then open. So as you can see, it has added over here. You can even add a video. You can add a code block. You can add a table if you want. So you can add the link. You can make a text bold. Let's say you want to make book nest here bold. You can make that bold like that. As you can see, it's bold now. You can italicize the text. You can create a quote, maybe for testimonial. So everything you need to make a perfect, clean case study is here. So just edit it. As you can see, these are placeholders, like I said. So you can add a lot of things over here. And now, when you're done with that, just click on save. And then you're going to see that it has been saved. Now, let me show you what these changes mean. Now, this image was not here before, right? But I'm going to show you that the image has updated in the actual case study page. So let's go back to the home page, right? So as you can see, the title has changed from book nest to rodent. So I didn't have to come here and change anything manually. All those things are linked to the CMS, right? Now let's go to the case study page. So you go back to page, project, select project. By default, it's in the first project on the line, right? So if you want to go to rodent to see the update, then you select this drop down on top of this place here. And then you'd see, that's weird. I think it takes some time to update, but it's supposed to be rodent, right? So as far as you can see, this is the rodent case study page. Everything has updated. Rodent helps you. And now for the case study, you'd see that this is the case study, the overview and everything I did. Remember, I made book nest bold. So as you can see, it's bold here. And then, I don't know, maybe it's taking time to load, but this is where that image that I uploaded is. Let me quickly check that. So as you can see, the image is here. Maybe the file is too large. So one thing I'm going to do is change the image to something lighter and then show you how it's going to update in the actual case study page. So let's use something random like this one over here. So as you can see over here, it has updated. Now let's check back the page. Close this. Go. As you can see, that's the image over there. So you don't have to do anything in these pages. They're already built using a CMS, and whatever you add in this CMS is going to update on the page. And now if you want to add a new project, let's say you're done editing these ones and you want to add a new project, one thing you can now do is come here and write and select new item. When you select a new item, then you get this blank, CMS, details that you can fill in. So over here, like I said, this project image is compulsory, so you have to upload that. So when you upload, put the title, the slug, the short description, duration, optional. These are optionals. So problem statement, solution, then the actual case study. You click on save. Right. So when you click on save, automatically you don't have to do, as you can see, because I made this compulsory, you'd see that these are required for me to save this project, right? So you might want to add that. These other ones are not required, right? So if you add all the information and you click on save, then you should automatically see. So this is the project page. Go back to the home page. You should automatically see a fifth card, added to this. Now for the next section is like a small about, nothing too serious. So over here, you can just add a little personal thing about you, and then you can now be more descriptive in this part. So very easy. If you want to change this image, you select the image. It's a component, so you come here and then select an image from your computer. So it's that simple. And then for this pricing, this one is kind of tricky. If you want to have this here, it's calm, it's fine, but I personally added this so that like you can filter out, time wasters, as I would call them. So anybody that reaches out to you via this site knows your rate and is ready to pay something close to your rate, even if it's not your rate, right? So it's very simple. You can change this, you can change this. Now for this, I've added a three-tier pricing for different services. So for web design, app design, and then UI UX audit. If you don't want a particular service, you can as well just select it like this and then delete or backspace. Simple. Now for this service now, you can just come in and edit things here, come in and edit things here. But now for this pricing, this is a component. This particular one is a component. So now what I've done for this is I know some people charge differently for I charge differently for landing pages. That's a single landing page, and I charge differently for a multi-page site. So this is where you can change the information. So when you select this component over here, again, right panel, scroll to the bottom, and then you can see the text, that single page. If you want to change it to maybe landing page, you can do that over here. Landing page, right? Now, what is the price for a landing page? You put that here. Let's say you want it to be, let's see, 10,000 or something. And then multi-page. Do you want to call it multi-page, or you want to call it maybe 6+ pages or something like that? Let's just demonstrate that quickly. 6+ pages. What do you charge for 6+ pages? Then you can now have maybe that over here. So as you can see, landing page, 6+ pages. Now this is the price for landing page. Then obviously you can't see the other one because it's a component. So when you're previewing this and you select this particular toggle, you'll see the price for 6+ pages. Same thing applies to app design, and same thing applies to this third service here. Only that I hid that toggle. So if you want to hide the toggle, maybe you just want the normal one price for all the kinds of websites, whether landing page, whether 20 pages, you want one price, then select this component. And when you come here down, see this part where you're seeing visible, make it no. So now you're hiding the toggle, right? You're hiding the toggle. But if you want the toggle to show up, press yes. So it's that simple. Now for deliverables, that is what the clients will get. This is where you can add them. You can select a bullet point, come down here, bullet point, and then change the text over here. And then you can also change the icon if you want. So let's say you want this kind of icon. Now you can change that over here as well. So it's very simple. Do that for the rest of everything. If you want more bullet points, you can just select the last one and Control D, duplicate it. So the same thing applies to these other cards. And now for the tools I use, this one is very simple as well. Select the tool, come over here. Name of the tool is what? You write the name. What does the tool do? You write it over here, and then you can put the tool logo. So that applies to the other three as well. And if you want to add more, you can select the last one and then just Control D to duplicate and do the same thing. So it's quite simple. And now for the contact section, this one is quite simple as well. Let's work together. You can change the text or whatever you want to change it to. Have a project in mind, blah, blah, blah. I'm just a DMUE. You can change this as well. Then these bullet points, you can as well edit them over here as well. These are components. So components are purple. They have purple lines. However, these normal ones just have blue lines. So now for this form over here, it's a very simple form, name, email, and then maybe what the client wants, a message or what they want you to do for them, right? It could be something different. They might want to hire you like full time. So this is where they can state all of that stuff. And now submit. When they press submit, it goes to your destination mail. Now, how do you set your destination mail? You select the form. So if you want to be sure you're selecting the form, go to the layer panel over here. So as you can see, you're selecting this form. Like when you're selecting this form, then you come to the right panel, look for the form, panel, right? So when you're here in the form panel, send to, then this is where you now put your email, select, and then choose email. So when you choose email, then recipient, put your email there. That's where you want the form response to go to. Then you can name this probably maybe portfolio feedback or portfolio messages or something like that. and subjects. You can name all of these things. It doesn't really matter what you do it, as long as you know that it's coming from this particular site. So now that's pretty much it about the whole thing. Now, when you're done, one thing you want to do is update the favicon, the site title, the site description, and the site's banner image. And when you're going to do that is you go to this settings icon on the top right, select it, and then in the general tab, um, you can change site title to anything you want. It could be maybe your name, most preferably. You can name it, right? And then you can just write a simple size description like, "Hi, I'm Frank." Very simple, because these things are going to show up when you share your link to someone's DM or to social media. It's going to like come as a banner, if that makes sense. So these are very important pieces of information. So you scroll down. So as you can see, it has updated here accordingly. Let's say I change this to no. So as you can see, it has updated. This is what is going to show under the banner. Now, when you scroll down, this is where you change the favicon. Favicon is like the logo that shows up in front of your um website. Like when someone opens a tab, for instance, on Chrome, that logo in front of the website is what they call favicon, right? So you want to have your favicon here. You can put the same thing you put as your logo in the nav over here, but anything can go here, right? And then this social preview is important as well, because this is the banner that shows up when you share your link. So you might want to design this and then upload it here. So this is the required dimensions that they're asking for, basically. So when you're done uploading all of these things, then you scroll back up and press save and press save, right? And now you publish. Beautiful. Now you're live on the internet with a real website. So this is the domain that Framer gave you, but this doesn't look very nice. It looks very unprofessional, but good news, you can change this because Framer has given us the ability or the freedom, sorry, to be able to change this domain to something a little bit more custom, right? So now that you're live, then while you're still in the settings, settings, you might want to go to this domains tab over here. So currently, this is your domain. This is what people can find you on online, right? But it's not good, right? Framer gives you a free subdomain, but the only catch is they have this, tag, .framer.website, but you can change it to anything you want. It could be .framer.photos, .framer.media, .framer.wiki, .framer.ai. So anything at all you want to change it to, but now you can put something more custom here. So it could be your full name, your name, maybe um anything at all. Let's just write rubbish, man. I can't think of anything right now. And then press the check mark. So now this is your actual domain right now, this URL here. So imagine you have your full name here. It looks more personalized. And now it's a website, so it's professional enough. So when you're done with all of these, just hit publish again and update. So whatever change you make to your site, be it in the home page, in the settings, you can always come back here, change things up, update, publish, and update. It's going to update on the actual site. So that's just pretty much it. Let's preview the site to see what it looks like. So as you can see, this is the site. Everything works as it should. Clean. When you hover on this, there's this clean hover animation, and you can select a case study, and then you can go through the case study very seamlessly. There's supposed to be an image here. My internet is very slow. Apologies for this, but yeah, this is the image. So it's very fast. It's very minimal. It's very clean, and it is guaranteed to land you a high-paying client if you position yourself properly and reach out to the right people, right? So everything works as you should. And if you've not still gotten the template up until this point, please do well to get it. It's going to be beneficial to you, and it's going for just 10,000 naira. Yeah, just 10,000 naira. And I don't think that's expensive, because if you were to hire a full dev to build this from scratch for you, you'd obviously pay a lot more than that, right? And that's pretty much it. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next one.